Welcome to another episode of Winnie's Travels. I've been working on a lot of simultaneous steps recently, so my footage has really started to pile up. But what's good about that is that hopefully I'll be posting a lot more videos soon, more frequently than I have in the past. So that's exciting, and today I'll be showing you guys how I removed the sewage and wastewater tanks from underneath Winnie's butt. So what I'm doing right now is actually removing the huge water tank or Greywater Reservoir that's under the back end of Winnie. The weight is pretty distributed on both sides, so I'm not worried that removing it will cause an imbalance in the weight of the RV. So what you can see here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So this is one of the bolts that's holding up one corner of this end of the water reservoir. So you can see it has this little steel like rim, I guess, and that holds up the top of the reservoir. So now on the other side you can see this is where you actually, this is the end where you would actually dump your sewage and wastewater. The reason that I'm removing both of these systems is just because they're not relevant to Winnie's design. For one thing, I'll have a compost toilet, so all of number 2 will stay inside of Winnie in a bucket, and then the urine will get diverted through the front of the toilet underneath Winnie into a small insulated container that'll be easy to carry by hand. So I just have no need for these huge waste containers. And as for the gray water, all of the sink water in both the kitchen and the bathroom sinks will get collected individually into small containers that will sit under the sink and bathroom sinks respectively. And then also the shower water, I'll have a recirculating shower for that, so I won't need a drain for that either. So basically there's just nothing that will need to contain a huge amount of water, and everything will need to be carried by hand so that I can refill the water jugs. So that's that. Okay, so now that we're inside, I'll show you kind of how the bolts are contained inside. So this one you can see I didn't actually remove, it just sort of fell out because the aluminum undersheeting is so thin that it just created a hole, and the weight of the bolt like dragged it down. This one I actually removed with bolt cutters, so there's still a hole, but it's a lot smaller. And then you can see my bolt cutters. I actually think I'm going to be returning these because I've used them like once now to cut that bolt, and it's really challenging. I don't think I got a big enough size of bolt cutters. And I honestly think that because the hole ends up getting, like I end up creating this hole anyway, I might as well just essentially cut a slightly larger hole, but a little bit more carefully, and then allow the bolt to just fall through. Okay, so I've managed to remove finally 1/2 of the waste system. So that was like the sewage half, and this was the wastewater half. And there's that little section where you would pull the levers out and like collect the waste and dump it. And then I literally, because I couldn't access the screws, they were way too hard to access basically. Like I just couldn't, I physically couldn't reach them. So I just used a saw to physically saw the PVC pipe in half. Backing up a little bit, the the only way I could do this was to remove that section of the wall, I guess. I don't know what you call it, but it does remove separately from the fiberglass. And you can see that that's where the little door was to the generator. And over here was, or is the light, the rear marker light. And I was able to just pull this off by removing a couple of screws, and then it just sort of pops off because there are these, it's hard to see, but this little like rusty metal latch essentially, you pull up and then the whole thing pops off. It was a little bit of a hassle, but I managed to get it out, so I'm really happy. And now I'll be able to, if we zoom in here, I can much more easily access the wires and stuff over here near the rear brakes. You can see that one is actually something that I have really no idea what it went to, but it went to the, I think, hot water heater or one of the appliances in the RV. So I'll have to remove that, but now I can actually access it. So that's great. Okay, so I officially removed all of the wastewater and sewage containers or plastic things, plastic boxes, I don't know. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my channel over here, or start from the beginning with Winnie's Travels over here. And check out the link to my website and blog in the description below. See you next time.